up guys, this is Rainbow Adventures. I'm back with another test ride video, and for this video I'm riding the BMW S1000 XR. Okay, so when it comes to adventure bikes or touring bikes, it is not something that I'm very familiar with. So the only two BMW bikes that I've ridden is the S1000R and the GS 1200. I just rode the old one. I haven't tried the new 1250. So the S1000 XR, the name itself tells you that. Oh, what is happening? Ah, damn, it's a jam. Alright, so the name itself gives it that it's an inline 4 engine. It uses the same one on the S1000R and RR, but it's been detuned and made much more comfortable for such a ride. So the GS is an adventure tourer, meant for off-road, cruising, not too much on power. The XR is what you call a sports tourer. So when it comes to sports touring, it's designed for power, especially in the higher range after 6,000 RPM. But it still has the same sort of design as GS, because that's what it's trying to do, it's trying to tour. So the first thing, let's see, comfort. For comfort, yes, it's comfortable. Your sitting posture is upright. Your hands are comfortably placed below your shoulders. For your leg positioning, it's tucked in further more than your GS because it's a bit more of a sports nature, and you can feel it in the engine itself. You've got a decent amount of wind protection. It's more than enough for the front, but you still get a lot of wind turbulence by the side, especially after your shoulder. But other than that, it's pretty okay. There's a lot of vibration on your butt, especially after the 4000 range. Even if I up gear to even 6, which I am, it's quite, the vibration is quite annoying. It feels in your butt. But that is the only, I would say, the only thing that I feel. The rest of the stuff, very comfortable. Posture, everything else, no issues. Now, engine, as I was saying, it's a S1000 engine, so it's an inline 4. The GS is a boxer engine, or you would say it's a flat twin. So the S1000, or the inline 4 engine, it is more on the higher range. It comes with a quick shifter, and the quick shifter works fine. It works very well actually. So no issues with the engine. The power plant is fine. These bikes are quite high, so when it comes to cornering, clearing obstacles, it's easy. Just like the GS, very easy bike to turn into the corners, very comfortable. You can flick it. In fact, it's much easier to flick this bike compared to the GS, probably because it's more streamlined, it's more of a sports nature. Okay, we talk about suspension. They use the same dynamic suspension, but the one thing I noticed when I asked about the bike, the suspension cannot be changed, meaning your seat height on your XR is fixed, unlike the GS, which you can drop or increase. So the seat height is fixed on this bike. But apart from that, when you look at suspension, the way it is, it uses electronic suspension. Yeah, on the fly it calculates and it adjusts your suspension according to the kind of road, the speed, the weight of the bike, including the fuel, the load, and how heavy you are. It's a very good suspension system. So with the design of this bike together with that suspension, it's a very comfortable bike to ride. And if you all know me, you know I'm not a huge fan of full fairing bikes. So this is one of those. Not really a fan of it, but it still does its job. Let me go up. Very good pull, and yep, like I said, the pull is above the 4000 RPM range. The sound of that 1000cc engine, the inline 4, it's perfect. I've always loved the sound of the inline 4. I always find that howl very nice. So I just went to get a few pictures of this bike. Alright, something quite cool that I personally like is the on-off button is here. Oh, that's quite nice. So it's a TFT display. You can see it's very bright. I love the way they've done it. I'll talk a bit more of the controls once I'm on the road. Okay, so the controls are pretty nice. So you have this throttle over here. This is to move around your menu. So you just press the menu and you will go into it and just throttle this around. And then you have controls for your suspension. You have your suspension, your hazard light, your cruise control. Just flick it to the right to turn on. See the red thing? Flick it back left to turn off. You can change your modes on the fly. Like, see this mode button here? Yep, you just press it and you are done. So when it comes to controls, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, now the TFT display, I love how it is. I love bikes with TFT display. It's amazing. So you got your speed, your RPM, which is designed from bottom to up. Very cool. You can see your gear. Very nice. I love it. It even shows your temperature. Yeah, I find it quite cool. So your riding mode is on the top right hand corner. So it comes to display and your control ergonomics, I think is fine. Now the seat is a bit smooth. I think you can always change it. It is a bit hard. The seat holds your butt very nicely, but it is hard compared to the GS. Alright, when it comes to touring, you need to carry a lot of load. So the S1000 XR is similar to the GS. You can carry whatever load you have. You've got I think you got 3 panniers at the back. You can even choose to put soft luggage instead of hard luggage. Sometimes soft luggage is better because all your bulky items is easier to place in your soft luggage. So it's a personal preference, depends on what you want. So I've ridden for quite a bit. If you ask me, is this a nice bike? Yeah, I can see why it's a hot seller, especially after the success of Ducati's Multistrada. They did something like this, a sports tourer. So for those people who love sports bike and they want to get something to tour, or they're older and they want to get something much more comfortable, and yeah, you've got one option, which is this, and I think it's a splendid option. Because when it comes to touring, you've got quite a bit. You've got adventure bikes, you've got your cruisers who are the traditional tourer, and you have this. Then the next question you need to ask is, what kind of touring do you want to do? Do you want speed? Do you want to, like, just go all out in terms of speed and timing? not too much about going off-road, then yes, the S1000R is a good option. It's fast, it's fun. But if you're looking for more comfort, the GS is a better option, because the GS is a slightly more comfortable, just a bit more comfortable. It's a bit more torquey, so you don't have a lot of high-end power, but the GS is perfect for off-road. So if you're going to travel by road, and let's say some parts of your journey is going to be off-road, gravel, you're going to go into the mud and all those kind of stuff, the GS is a good option. Can this bike go on gravel road? Yeah, but I mean, why push this to that kind of extreme when you have the GS for it? If you're looking about tarmac, this kind of road, you're just going to go miles and miles of it, 1000, 2000 km. This bike, definitely you can go. The only thing is that the leg posture is a bit tucked in a bit more to your rear. It's not too bad for me, but for someone who's taller, I think it might be something they want to look into before they buy. So I'm 5'6", I think, 172 cm. So to me, this bike is comfortable. I have no issues with riding it. But for someone who's taller, they might want to test ride first before they buy it. The leg could be a little more cramped for them. The GS, I feel, is a bit more room space. But if you're looking for this bike's functionality, I think it is very functional. You can tour, and you can tour fast. You can be aggressive, you can flick this bike around. It takes corners very comfortably. So if you guys have more questions about this bike, do drop it down in the comment section. I will find out the cost and I will put it down on the screen. If not, stay safe and ride safe, guys. I will see you guys with another test ride.